Hi, it's Friday, and I hope you all have had a great week in this shelter in place. And as we head into the weekend, I just wanted to give you a few thoughts and some encouragement as we head into 2 more days of no work and no shopping, and just thinking about how we can um, again have some realistic expectations and have some more empathy for each other. And so the other day when we were speaking, I talked about being a little bit more patient and empathy. And so I wanted to give you some thoughts about empathy and what that means and what that looks like for us right now. And so empathy is one of those words and one of those things that it's really hard for all of us to understand, especially our children. But in the purest sense of the word, empathy comes from the word sympathy. And when we think of sympathy, we think about um, feeling or trying to relate to how someone else feels. And so empathy is walking in somebody else's shoes or trying to understand how they are feeling. And so for me, as a woman, one of my favorite things is shoes, right? And so if my dog ate my shoe, my favorite pair of shoes, I would be really hurt. And so for someone else, they could feel that if they really like shoes. If you didn't like shoes, you couldn't possibly understand what that felt like, right? For men right now, not having any sports to watch on television, I might not be able to understand that, but I can have empathy for you, right? That's what you want to a lot of men right now. That's what they're missing, right? I know my guy is. He's missing his basketball and being able to watch that, right? You can watch history of sports or watch an old sports, but you can't even go out and play, right? So I can feel for him. I may not understand it totally, but I understand how he might be feeling, right? For our children, them not being able to go see their friends, right? Our little girls come home and they're like, "Mommy, mommy," or "Daddy, daddy, my best friend is not my best friend today. She wouldn't play with me. I don't know what's wrong." And so we look at them and we say, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. Talk to me." And you want to tell them, I remember a time when something similar happened to me. And I can only imagine how you're feeling because I know how I was feeling then. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry you are so hurt. I can only imagine what that's feeling like for you. I can only imagine how hurt you might be, right? That's empathy. Or your son comes home and he's been bullied and he's angry and he's so upset and he's not talking to anybody. You might not know how he feels, but you can imagine what he must be going through. Maybe you were bullied, or maybe you are angry because you lost your job, or because you can't go out and play the sports that you wanted to, or that golf game that you had planned, right? You can imagine how he feels. You might not be able to feel what he feels, but you can imagine how he feels. That's empathy, right? So our kids right now, they are not going to school. They're not able to play with their best friends. They can't even go outside and play the way they normally are used to playing. And so we, I haven't even seen my BFF. So if I'm feeling that way, can you imagine how they might be feeling? That's empathy. That's what we need to have a little bit more of right now. And so as we go into a weekend where again, they're not able to have that, we need to spend a little bit more time with them. Maybe we need to get on the floor and play a game with them. Maybe we need to play a board game as a family. Maybe we need to watch one of their favorite movies or have a family movie night. I've got a girlfriend right now that's watched Frozen 1 and 2 probably 102 times because she's having empathy for her little girl. You see, right now, we've got to have some realistic expectations and add a little empathy in the mix so that we can all have a little bit more peace right now. Be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more compassionate. So I wish you well. I wish you safety and be blessed. And we'll see you here again soon. Be well.